Okay, this meeting is being held in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and adequate notice of this meeting is provided as required by law. Certain portions of it may be closed to the public for the purpose of personnel and/or other matters as outlined in the Sunshine Law. Decisions made and are discussed in closed session will be known to the public at a later time. All contracts awarded by mayor and council must comply with the affirmative action requirements of PL 1975 C127. Fire exits are located in the directions I am indicating. If you are alerted for a fire, please move in a calm, orderly manner to the nearest smoke-free exit. Notice to members of the governing body and borough staff, any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purposes of borough business, and any communications are subject to the Open Public Records Act. Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Here.
Councilman Connolly.
Here.
Councilman Johnson.
Here.
Councilman Signorello.
Here.
Councilman Urbina.
Here.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Here.
Mayor Signorello.
Here.
All present, Mayor.
Okay, Andrew, opening prayer, pledge of allegiance, please.
Eternal God, grant us thy help in all our duties and perplexities. We ask for thy guidance. Give us thy protection in our dangers and sorrows. Grant us thy peace. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, no communications for consideration this evening, but we do have a big proclamation this evening, and I'm like trying to keep a straight face because Alex and I are just like, it's probably the most professional you've ever seen me, right? You know, putting that, you know, this, we're actually just talking about you because Dad bought, it's your little brother's Jeep he actually bought, right? But it was bringing me back to like driving your Jeep to Magnet, right? Freshman class president, mayor of Roselle Park, natural progression. Come on up. Who else wants to come up? Dad? And it's the fourth ward. Mike, you want to come up? Fourth ward? Come hither. Got a really handy day proclamation for you guys. Okay, so the Hexacon is. And this thing is check. Okay, check 1, 2.
Here, just give it to me.
Also, this pole's too tall.
Okay. Right. Do you want to fix it?
So I'm going to read this proclamation, and I'm going to let these fine family business owners speak for themselves about the awesome work they've been doing. But we're super happy to recognize the highest taxpayers in the borough of Roselle Park. Well, actually, you might have gotten surpassed. Ken, they're not the highest anymore, right? I guess it's probably one of the developments, yeah. But they were for a while. And don't worry, Mrs. Schwager reminds me. And Alex. Okay. Whereas Hexacon Electric Company, founded in 1932 by Arthur Johnson, celebrates its 90th anniversary of operations in 2022. And after 1932, Hexacon Electric Company expanded its services and line of products through the innovations of Arthur Johnson's two sons, Robert Johnson and Dick Johnson, who worked with the United States government and NASA, I'm just going to say, putting Hexacon tools in military settings and space programs. Over many decades of work and persistence in the industry, Hexacon Electric Company has become world-renowned for their excellent workmanship and associated with soldering equipment, and to this day, the Hexacon brand lives on with the Johnson family lineage and overall tradition of providing dedicated quality workmanships and products. Hexacon President Katherine Johnson, granddaughter of founder Arthur Johnson, proudly serves as the family's third generation of company leadership, while fourth generation vested in Alex Schwager begins to build innovative quality tools for the next century. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed that I, Joe Signorello III, Mayor of the Borough of Roselle Park, former president of the Magnet School, in the County of Union in the state of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim congratulations to Hexacon Electric Company for their storied history of achievements on the occasion of their 90th anniversary, and most sincere gratitude for the continued investment in the Borough of Roselle Park. Round of applause.
I'd like to say a couple things. Just think about it, 90 years, how businesses today are just trying to stay in business. And myself and Councilwoman Belomo, we belong to a group we're trying to keep businesses afloat. But the other day I was looking for a soldering iron. I kid you not. I didn't have one. I did find it. But I remember back in the day, and not to cause a little concern here or whatever, but you guys used to have 2 shifts. And remember, you were a parking problem to a point in the neighborhood. So that's kind of how the one way permanent parking might have started. I don't remember, but I remember the day that that 2 shifts, and how many people, over 100-something people work there?
In my dad's day, there were 360
Wow,
employees.
imagine that.
At the 50-year anniversary, and there were 3 shifts because we had round-the-clock watch.
So I'll just finish, but I remember she told me a couple weeks ago how back in '94 and '95, when I was the fire chief, she needed a little help, and we became friends. And look, we wanted to help this, whatever that was, 30 years ago, whatever you were, 60 years. But I hope you have another 90 years. Who knows what kind of soldering irons in 90 years, and for you. So congratulations and good luck.
Thank you. I just want to say that Roselle Park is the perfect place for us because they're such a community, and the people that work with us are such a community. We're such a family, and we feel so at home to be at Roselle Park. And thank you for hosting us all these years. You got anything else to say?
We were here 10 years ago for 80,
Yep.
and proud to be a part of the community, and hopefully we'll be here in another 10 years.
For 100?
100.
Definitely different mayor.
3 digits.
I may not-
I don't know.
Definitely different mayor. Joe,
Thank
stick
you
around.
for the recognition.
Oh my goodness.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
one more round of applause. Chris is doing this on a volunteer basis still.
Thank you.
One, two, three.
Yes, fifth generation.
Oh my goodness. God bless. All right, guys, be good. Take it easy.
You will.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, cool. Per usual, it gets more boring from here. Okay. Andrew, do you want to do the public hearing notice thing?
Mayor, this is the time fixed for the public hearing on the 2022 municipal budget. The budget was approved by the governing body on June 16th, 2022, was advertised as required by law on July 7th, 2022, together with the notice of public hearing for this time and place. Printed copies have been made available to the public during the past week and electronically on the borough website at rosellepark.net/2022-budget.
Okay. Mr. Clerk, have any written public comments been received for the public hearing on the 2021 municipal budget pursuant to the public hearing notice?
None, Mayor.
Anyone who has not secured a copy of the budget may do so now. Before opening this hearing, I will outline procedure. Each person desiring to be heard will rise, seat themselves at the public desk, and give his or her name and address before speaking. I will recognize one speaker at a time in order of rising as nearly as I can determine. So don't all start butting elbows for this. All questions are addressed to the chair. Where necessary, they'll be referred to individual members of the governing body or municipal officials. Questions and commentary must be confined solely to the 2022 budget. Municipal budget, school, or county matters are not proper subjects of this hearing and cannot be discussed or answered during this meeting. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on the 2022 municipal budget?
So move. Second.
The public hearing, all in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on the 2022 municipal budget is now open. Would anybody like to come up and speak on this budget? I am seeing no one. Seeing as no one wishes to speak, may I have a motion to close this public hearing?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The public hearing on the 2022 municipal budget is now closed. Final adoption of the 2022 municipal budget will be considered during the portion of the agenda when resolutions are considered. Okay. May I have a motion to approve meeting minutes pending corrections?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion that bills and payrolls be not read and passed for payment?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to open the public portion on agenda items only?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Would anybody like to come up and speak on agenda items only? No? Fake out? I saw that. Okay, I'm seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public portion?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ripping through this. Okay. Chief, seniority, come on, man. You earned it. You're also looking dark.
Not as dark as it gets.
Vaguely red.
Good evening. Good to see you all. I have just a few things. I submitted my reports already. If anyone has any questions on that, I can certainly answer them. Just a couple things to go over again that I've spoke about in several previous meetings. That recently in Union County there's been a large uptake of stolen vehicles. Vigilantly ask everyone, or passionately ask everyone, to be vigilant about locking your cars. They're stealing cars a lot of times that are left open, or that key fobs are in them. So please don't leave your key fob in the car. Literally, people are walking around trying door handles. They get in the car. If you have an automatic start, they press the button, and the key fob's in there. They take your car. The carelessness of that is that these vehicles are being used for other crimes in other areas. It's not specific to Roselle Park. It's specific to New Jersey. There is a car theft issue in our state right now. So please don't be a part of it. If anything, just lock your doors. We put out a lot of messages on our Facebook page and our social media outlets, the 9 p.m. routine, and that means simply lock your doors. Every night I go out, I hit my key fob to lock my doors. I'm happy to say, I mentioned this a few months ago, we're going to be hosting a youth academy again. That starts on Monday. That's a really good outreach for our department with the youth in town. We'll be taking them to various locations in town, other various law enforcement locations out of the county as well. I appreciate the mayor and council's support on that. It's a great program that we're happy to have back after COVID. And last but not least, if you'd like to reach me, you can call me on the main police department phone number, 908-245-2300. My direct email is listed on the borough webpage. If you send me an email, I'm going to get back to you. So please feel free to contact me. I'm very accessible, and I pride myself on getting back to people. I'd rather talk to you in person, so you might get a knock on your door from the chief of police, and it's going to be me, and we're going to talk about whatever your concern is. So that's all I have, Mayor.
And I just want to echo what the chief's been saying. For some reason, it comes in fits and spurts, but I've been getting a lot of requests for police stuff, whether it's parking enforcement or speeding. And as always, Chief, you've been Johnny on the spot, so thank you very much for your attentiveness.
Thank you.
Anything else for the police chief?
Thanks. Sir.
Get out of here. All right, now for my favorite fire chief that Roselle Park's ever had. I don't know why I haven't made that joke before. Come on up, Ray. Ray, will you feed my cats? Because Dad said he's not going to feed my cats anymore.
That's all right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, administrators, department heads, and members of the audience. Here's my report for Roselle Park Fire Department. The Roselle Park Fire Department has 7 members attending the Union County Fire Academy. We've been continuing our outdoor training. We had a cool down this past Tuesday. Things seemed to go very well. Looked like everybody had a good time. We're planning on having another one this coming Tuesday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Again, weather, fire calls, or other reason could cause us to cancel at the last minute, so just in case we're not there, you know why. We'll be conducting hose and ladder testing on Sunday the 31st. This impacts you, Councilman. It'll be happening at Fatude Hose Company on Laurel Avenue. Time approximate is from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., so a portion of the street will be closed down while we're doing our hose and ladder testing. And just a reminder, we've been having some calls lately to check and replace your smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and batteries. We're finding a lot of them are outdated also in the hot weather. Up in the attics, we're getting a lot of alarms. We don't mind coming out for them, so don't think I'm saying we don't want to come out for them. Anybody has any other problems, don't be afraid to call the fire department. Just, you know, we're happy to come out for non-issue calls.
Cool.
That's all I have.
So I have something for you if you haven't heard already. Madam, no, attorney. You.
You and Matt.
I mean, I guess there, yes, it could be either somebody. We are closing soon on sale of a borough asset. Is that right, more or less? Can we talk about that?
To the extent the date is not in stone, but hopefully August 15th is
August
our
15th-ish. That means we have a capital injection coming in this year, which means that you, me, and a councilman or two should start looking long and hard about. It's going to be an apparatus. Where are we putting that? So just, we should set something up soon. You.
We are.
Maybe you. Maybe Jay if I feel like it. Might have to break sunshine law if we do.
Mr. Mayor, we're already spec'd out.
Just kidding, just a joke.
We're already spec'd out for an apparatus. We know what our current price is.
Okay.
There is a possible another price increase coming. And just to let you know, and members of council, that I did speak to our representative from Pierce Manufacturing.
Yeah.
They are now 22 months to deliver.
Okay.
So they went from 13 months to 22 months within the last 6 months.
Okay. So that gives us plenty of time to figure out where to put it.
Yes.
But on a serious note, like the rubber's hitting the road ish. So let's figure out where we're going to put the thing. Now.
Absolutely.
Okay. Cool.
All right. And
Mayor,
again,
Yeah.
I want to thank the chief and the business administrator. He said about, was it Chief 7 going to the fire academy? How many going to the
7.
fire? So that's pretty impressive, one of most in a while. I think we have a father and son. That was the late one. That's nice that the father and son will be going. And it's good to go as a nucleus. If you go by yourself, you meet other guys, but 7 from Roselle Park and a little help from the chief and the business administrator to 11th to 12th hour to get him in for tonight's football. Thank you.
Hey, 7. Nice. All right. Like I said,
That's it.
favorite. Thank you, Chief.
Chief, thanks a lot for the heads up on the street.
Yes, we just received notification of that like within the last day or so, and then everything clicked that coming for here, and I knew you'd be here, so I'd let you know.
Thank you, and thank you for all your help, you and the rest of the crew regarding the cool down.
It went very well, so we're happy to do it.
Thank you.
Helps us with training. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Neer, Coach, want to come up?
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to thank Mayor Signorello and Town Council for giving me the opportunity to provide a brief update. The goal of the Roselle Park Recreation Department is to meet the recreational needs of our community. As part of the department's effort to meet these needs and expand community services, our department provides a wide range of programs. Membership and recreation. Registration will open on August 1st for the Homework Club, aftercare, transportation, fall and off-season recreational sports and activities. Homework and aftercare. We are pleased to report that our department will offer the following changes to the recreational programming. Created a borough aftercare homework club schedule independent of the Roselle Park School District full-day calendar. Some days off and half-day programming will be available. Back-to-school night events for members, parents' night out, Roselle Park spring events, Roselle Park School District different age group events, off-season sports practices, middle school co-ed intramurals, high school girls flag football, adult men's basketball, and adult volleyball, yoga, Zumba, to name a few. We believe these changes will provide our ASYC community members the requested aftercare programming. We'd be remiss to not thank Mayor Signorello, the members of council, Andrew Casillas, and Ken Blum for allowing us to provide the ASYC members these much-needed services. This information will be posted on all of our social media platforms tomorrow morning. In addition, you will find all of this information on the borough's website, rosellepark.net, click Recreation. As always, you can contact the Recreation Department at recreation@rosellepark.net with any questions or concerns. Mayor Signorello and Town Council, that completes my July Recreational Department update. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks, Coach. I just have a quick update for you. I don't know if we've started doing this yet, but we are thinking about trying to get creative, although we weren't expecting the chief to crush it with getting some new recruits. But we've been thinking creatively of ways to boost volunteerism in Roselle Park. One thing that other towns do is they waive like things like rec fees and stuff like that for families that have volunteer parents, specifically the fire department in this case. So it's something that might come down the pike,
Yep.
but you know, it's something that we would potentially like to subsidize as a borough, considering that our volunteers work really hard in town and, you know,
Right.
probably deserve a little extra perk here and there. So just a heads up for you.
Yep.
Yeah, Mayor, if I could just add, so Director Ranieri and I have talked about that. I know that he's in full support of it,
Okay.
as am I. So that's something will be in the works in a future ordinance for, we'll build that into the fee schedule. Just a couple things that I want to highlight. I know the Director rattled off a lot of things there. The Borough of Roselle Park and under Director Ranieri's leadership offer one of the cheapest child care options in the state of New Jersey, period. We're raising fees tonight, or we're going to be proposing raising fees tonight. That's after a pretty extensive and wide net survey amongst the current members, and everybody feels like they're getting more than bang for their buck. And I just want to note that in addition to the expansion of services, I mean, you have, gap programs, you have, day off programs and things like that that just aren't really expected of a municipality. And I just want to note that as a point of pride for myself and really for the borough as a whole, that we offer those things to the community and have really come in a 180 over the course of the last 18 months, I would say. So just something to note.
Yeah, thank
Cool.
you.
Anything else? No more compliments for Coach Ranier or else.
That's it.
Get out of the room.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who am I going to pick on next? Paul, I always saved you for last. Come on, with your baby blue shirt. Let's go. The engineer's got it's a different kind of blue. It's not baby blue. Aqua. Mint green? Is that mint? Is that more of a green? Mint green. Yeah, fair enough. I see the blue, but go.
Go. Good evening, Mayor, Council, Borough Representatives, and residents of Roselle Park. I wanted to start off by just addressing, I'm not sure if the residents know the population of the DPW in terms of what we staff and personnel. This week we started a new shade tree operator, started on Monday the 18th. That brings us up to 13 employees. 13 employees includes 1 superintendent, 1 clerical, 1 mechanic, 2 shade tree operators, 5 operators, 2 class 2 laborers, and 1 laborer's helper. We currently have 2 operators out on personal medical leaves and 1 operator on light duty. Okay, now I'm going to go into, this is my first opportunity to talk since my last meeting here about the 4th of July annual Independence Day event. I wanted to thank Director Ruben Shaw for organizing a great event, and he did an awesome job. I also want to thank the Roselle Park Police Department, especially Detective Sergeant Richard Coca, for all his assistance and guidance throughout the entire event. Between Ruben and Coca, they organized an awesome event and made our job a little bit easier. I also can't forget to thank the following DPW employees: Micah Stone, Paul Gallagher, and Eric Kennedy for their hard work during the event and after the event. After the event was over, these guys worked extremely hard to make sure that the field belonging to the Roselle Park Board of Education and the streets around the event were clean and functional for the next morning. So I thank everyone involved. We're going to get into park equipment. I know there's been a lot of discussion about Acker Park and the condition of it. As mentioned at my last mayor and council meeting, replacement parts were scheduled to be shipped on June 2nd. There have been delays receiving them. We have, in the last week, received a few parts and pieces to the puzzle. Distributor claims that this is because of issues with the supply chain and distribution. But I'm assuming that shortly we should have all the pieces to the puzzle and we can start to install the swings and platforms. I'm just going to go briefly through the items that we're waiting for or that were ordered. Miscellaneous platforms that have to be replaced that are rotting out or rusting. A new seesaw. Swings we did install. The spring rider to replace the frog. And that's all at Acker. Aldine, there's just a few miscellaneous items like a tire swing and also a spring rider. Grass maintenance. Carpenter and Hawthorne Basins are on a 2-week schedule, meaning we cut the grass there every 2 weeks. All culverts and peripheral borough grass areas are monitored and cut weekly. All grass at the borough parks, borough buildings are being maintained by an outside vendor. That includes parking lots on a Tuesday schedule, weather permitting. Trees. As of today, July 21st, we have a total of 109 tree work orders requested. These work orders consist of tree maintenance work and tree removal work. We have, with the service of an outside tree vendor and the addition of the new shade tree operator, we have made some progress in the last week and a half to that list. We're probably on averaging doing 2 projects a day right now. Prior to hiring an outside vendor and having help for our existing shade tree operator, we were struggling to get 1 done per day. Today I had the privilege of driving around town with Councilman Petrowski and updating him on the progress of the tree work in town. Councilman, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Equipment. So as luck would have it, we hired a tree shade operator and our chipper went down today.
Nice.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning I have a phone call scheduled with a company that we purchased a chipper from who can assist with the necessary maintenance and work to the machine. If the chipper is expected to be down for an extended period of time, we will look into renting a chipper. All our heavy machinery and equipment is functional. Garbage recycling, vegetation in bulk. Effective August 1st, garbage pickup for most of the town will be modified. East side garbage collection will be every Tuesday and Friday. West side garbage collections will be Monday and Thursday. Recycling will be picked up every Wednesday, alternating weeks with paper products and commingling bottles, cans, and plastics. Vegetation pickup every Thursday on the east side and every Friday on the west side. The next bulk on the east side will be Thursday, October 20th, and the west side, Friday, October 21st. If you have any questions, you can reach me at pbiamonte, that's PBAIAMONTE, at rosellepark.net, or call me at 908-245-7676. That concludes my monthly report.
Anything for Paul?
Thank you.
Lucio. Let's go.
You want me to run or?
Keep it moving.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So this is the construction code report for July 1st. Total number of permits for the month of June were 82. The total revenue through the end of June, which of course is half the year, is $307,933. Sewer connection fees year-to-date, $132,959. Developers' fees collected, $200,000. The total number of uniform construction code violations, including fines, are 8. And now we're going to get into property maintenance. And property maintenance has, I'm not going to kid you, has been a bear the last couple of months. We are running constantly. I'm probably spending a good 2-3 hours a day assisting Judy on property maintenance. So we have 24 court dispositions, 44 violations, and 18 court summonses that were issued. That doesn't include the quality of life issues that we deal with every day. So I don't have that in the report. But it has been an ongoing effort every single day, and we're being very proactive on it. So we went from a reactive system when I got here to a proactive system. And I do appreciate any input from any member of the governing body, because having those extra eyes out there is wonderful to have. So always feel free to contact me if you see anything or want us to check anything out. It's always appreciated. We're going to get into now 250 Westfield Avenue and 240 West.
Hey, Rich, real quick, just before you leave property maintenance, I just want to give Carol the heads up. So the conversation we had, because I'm going to forget if we don't do this right now, with regards to, so the borough has been doing a better job, right hand trying to talk to left hand this year in Board of Education when it comes to residency issues, when it comes to potential overcrowding in homes. Back in the day, Roselle Park had a position, multi-unit residency officer, I forget the title, apartment house inspector.
Apartment house inspector.
So Rich gave me a quick education this week, I sound like my father right now, about what we used to be able to do and then what the state's kind of taken responsibility for in terms of overcrowding issues. I think overcrowding isn't a rampant issue, but it's something that we should continue to be abreast of. That being said, since it's what's called SHLIP, what's the
SHLIP program.
The SHLIP program, right? So
state and local enforcement program through hotel and multiple dwelling within the state of New Jersey, which then let me just they then, or you can make application as a municipality. They then authorize a municipality to enforce the Hotel and Multiple Dwelling Act. Okay, conducting the annual inspections as opposed to the state doing it. We, of course, will collect the fee out of it. Part of that fee then will go to the state of New Jersey.
Yeah. So I think the broad strokes ask is, and I'm sure Rich can give you more details, or Andrew, is to take it. Well, it's actually is that what we want to apply for? No.
Excuse me?
We don't want to apply for it. We want to.
Well, Andrew and I were discussing it.
Okay, possibly. I think that's one option. The other potential option is, to see if we can do something additional with a construction department that's complementary and not, conflicting with anything that's state statute. So I think there's a couple different avenues to go there, but we want to be a little bit more proactive. If I don't say it now, I'm going to forget about it, but it's just one thing that either Rich or,
Rich, Andrew, and I will.
Yeah,
will
you guys
speak
can
about it
connect on it.
Yeah, there are some, when I read the ordinance, and the ordinance that was passed by the Borough of Roselle Park in 1980, you're going to need to look at from a legal perspective, because it's not.
No, it's not.
there's a
It's
problem.
we can assume it's not, but it's take the
gonna have
dust
to be
off of
read.
it.
That's,
You can
that's
read it.
before I was a lawyer. Before I became a lawyer.
Unfortunately, I was. I think I was the assistant engineer in New Providence at the time, so,
All right.
yeah, long in the tooth. May I continue, Matt?
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
No, don't be sorry, it's fine.
Yep.
So I want to get into 250 West Westfield Avenue and 240 West Westfield Avenue. Now, 250 West Westfield Avenue, the Kappadaglia project, that currently has a temporary certificate of occupancy. It has a TCO for two specific reasons. One is that I don't have a final engineering sign-off from Negley Engineering. They have some issues. Kappadaglia and Kapadaglia's attorney know about it, and I guess they're working on it. The second matter, and the reason why it doesn't have a full CO, is because, as the mayor and I and Andrew have discussed numerous times, and members of the public know, there is supposed to be, based upon the developer's agreement, there's supposed to be a restaurant that is supposed to be.
So this is, I'm glad you brought it up, but you might want to connect with Fran on that. So
I have.
Okay, but she just told me, when's the last time you talked to Fran about it?
Spoke to Fran, I guess it was 2 weeks ago. I was speaking to Dennis Leoya from Kappadaglia.
Yeah.
I was speaking to Fran. They were, after my discussion with Dennis and Fran, they were going to connect.
Yeah.
Once they connect and give us, obviously Fran works for us, so we're
Yeah,
going
I'll
to
give
take
you, so
Fran's-
Fran gave me, I might have newer information from you.
Maybe. Yeah.
Apparently Fran said that, and maybe this is just a misconception, because again, this was pre-Mayor Signorello, it's their commitment that they have to make is actually just to commercial retail space. It's not actually to a restaurant, which it is what it is if that's the case. I mean, what they want to bring in, what they've run by me is there's like a film studio that wants to go into that space, which honestly I'd be amenable to anyway. Sounds like a good thing for the borough. But regardless, they might not have I don't think they have an obligation based on Fran.
The only problem is, and why I reached out to Dennis and Fran.
Yeah.
In the resolution, there's condition number 4. Condition number 4 basically.
So you're talking about in the land use board resolution then?
That's correct.
Okay, so then that's different then. So maybe that's why you need to connect, because as part of the redevelopers agreement, there is no such language. So I don't know which takes precedence in this case.
And that's why we need the legal opinion, because condition number 4 basically states that the representations that were made by Kappadaglia at the meeting.
Okay, so then that's a land use board, then, okay, got it. So that makes more sense now. That's why the break is, because in the redevelopers agreement, does not stipulate restaurant. It sounds like it's part of the land use board conditions, so the restaurant is a condition.
Yeah, and my recommendation would be that we connect with Fran early next week to talk about the site plan approval resolution and the financial agreement stipulation.
Yes.
Because in the original, I'm not sure about when they bifurcated the financial agreement, but the initial financial agreement application was for a bar and restaurant. I don't know if that was stipulated in the financial agreement that they were approved for when they bifurcated, but Fran would know that better than, quite honestly, I would, or anybody else would. So we could talk to McManaman next week.
Okay.
Very good.
And come to a period on that, because I think we need to move on.
Yeah, we'd be.
One way or the way,
One way or the
another.
other.
Yeah, and whatever it is, what it is at this point, sadly, but yeah, okay. Keep
Okay.
going.
So 10 West Westfield Avenue is moving along quite nicely, as everyone can see. So they are a little behind in some of their submittals, so I've been on them about that for their permit updates, but it is moving along quite nicely. 405 and 450 West Westfield Avenue. As you can see, the foundation at 450 is nearly complete. The site has been graded. It has the rough grade already, so they're moving along quite nicely. They should start framing within the next 3 to 4 weeks. I also just issued a plumbing release on that. Mr. Blum will be happy about that with the permit fee. They'll be starting underground plumbing very shortly as well. 404, which is the other building, they're going to be commencing demolition of that building within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I would say. Sewer and water cappings are complete. So at this point, they need to provide me with the cutoff letters from the utility companies, the extermination company, and the asbestos letter. So that's what I'm waiting on.
Okay.
Again, enforcement activity, I've been spending a good part of my day assisting Judy on the enforcement end, whether it's illegal multifamily dwellings, property maintenance, or quality of life issues. So if there's any questions?
Yeah, Rich, I got a quick question. Well, is that tunnel still going to remain underneath the Gordon Street Bridge?
Currently, yes.
Okay.
They're still going back and forth on that.
All right.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. They're actually going to use it as a raceway to run cables back and forth, both electric and water, from one building to the other.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's the holdup. They seem to take a tree down today, though.
Oh, that's good.
Rich,
Well, it's good and bad.
Rich, thank you on the concern I sent you over the weekend. Appreciate that. The neighbor happy. And just, Mayor, just go back about the overcrowding. We did actually meet with the superintendent of schools and President Harms, myself and Andrew, that we're going to have a plan to work closely with the school board come in this August, where their investigator can come to the borough and ask, is this, that, and this and that, or is it a multifamily, a single family, help prevent, pattern prevention will help them maybe looking down the road what's going on. So that should help out this year. We catch one or two, or we worry about overcrowding, this is a good way to start. So thank
Exactly.
you.
I'm actually supposed to meet up with the residency inspector, and we're supposed to have a meeting and go over a protocol and a system to put it in place.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Mint Green.
Happy man.
John?
Does it change under the light?
I don't know.
Apparently,
That's how I get it.
Apparently men see shapes and like dimensions more accurately, and women see colors more accurately. This is like a scientific study.
I haven't seen that
But,
Netflix.
so I trust my lawyer
There you go.
And color.
and color expert, resident color expert.
Sounds like one of those explained shows on Netflix. So I'm actually just returning from a little time off, but returned just yesterday and catching back up with a few loose ends. Luckily, things haven't been terribly busy at the moment with the land use board. We have some new applications and there's a few things in the backlog,
Yep.
but it's not been overloaded with new applications, which worked favorably for the time off. So we'll be catching back up with some of those backlog things. We do have some infrastructure work that's queued up for August. It's going to be a busy month.
Yep.
We got the roads that are being resurfaced by the utility companies, South Jersey Industries and American Water.
Did we get an answer on our like horse trading? Where
Yes.
was it? Okay, pretty good. Okay, cool. That was easy then.
Yeah.
Good. Nice.
Yeah, it was within a margin where they felt comfortably going along with it. And
How about that? I was just eyeballing it too.
yeah. You
Direct
nailed it.
response.
So yeah, there's.
I could feel the sarcasm just dripping from you, and that hurts.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I said we looked at the roads, and I said, oh, it's about the same size. Just do this full road. Exactly. Sorry, John.
That's it. No
Continue.
worries.
Continue.
Yeah, so that's scheduled to kick off in August, but there is some more gas work, not those roads obviously.
Yep.
That's queued up. We're having a pre-construction meeting virtual on Monday to talk about those.
This is
Nearly
like
6,400 linear feet worth.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is like more Middletown. This is like by middle school area.
Locust and
Yeah,
West
so it's
Grant.
all my office just issued the road opening permits, which were very expensive, so that's revenue for the borough.
Yeah.
A couple of those roads will have to be paved curb to curb because they just They just hit the moratorium period, which is good and bad. They're all in the area of Locust Street. So there's a part of West Clay, there's a part of Butler, there's a part of Meadow. It's all in that area by the basin.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's a number of streets, and so that's going to be, some of them have multiple lines in them, so the 6,400 isn't linear feet of road. It's yeah, so that'll be more to come, and that's another phase of resurfacing at a later date once it's settled.
Okay.
I've been working intermittently with Paul on a number of things, and I give a great thanks to him on helping me get things done when it comes to some drainage issues or road resurfacing issues or settlement. So a lot of things are trying or attempted to be done in-house, and when I'm picking up on it and giving a recommendation on how to go about the repair, he's the first call along with Andrew to see whether it could be handled by our in-house staff or need to be subbed out.
Cool.
So that's an ongoing thing. Same thing with sewer laterals and things of that nature.
Yep.
Other than that, I probably should talk to you, Andrew, at some point about doing a little bit of oversight. I would think is probably a good approach with the road resurfacing that's to be done by the utilities, so that we make sure they're not throwing new asphalt over an alligator surface base.
1000%.
Yeah, so that's just something that we should do, so we're not looking at a ripped up road only 5 years later when it's supposed to last more like 20.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So,
Good. Cool. Okay. Just the one thing, I know you've been out a little bit, but I have been getting. I know the backlog is some of the folks that are trying to build are feeling the pain a little bit. I did hear specifically from Westfield Avenue across from the castle, the cannabis breakwater. They're like chomping at the bit.
yes,
So if you don't mind,
my first, it's
okay,
first
beautiful.
on my hit list.
Thank you. All right.
Yes.
Cool. Anything else for John?
Mayor,
Please
go first. So just to supplement, I try not to bother you while you were away too much. And I don't want to steal from Councilman Robina, because I'm sure he'll mention it in his report, but the gas company is going to be coming in next month, as we talked about, with the horse trading that we did to achieve it. They're also going to add a couple other areas into that. So they're going to be reaching out to us within the next few days to add areas like Faytoot and additional project areas that they've reached their settlement period. So there may be even a little bit more paving going on than we had initially anticipated, but that's to be determined over the next couple of days.
Wait, why would that be now?
So Faytoot Avenue is being completed. It's been completed there toward the end of the settlement period.
And that's basically the settlement period means you had time to.
No, the settlement period is the trench has settled.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, so there's certain areas where they've completed the job. They waited for the ground to literally settle if there was any settlement.
Yeah.
So their contractor is Atlantic Infrared, who was doing that initial paving that we had talked about. They're also going to be coming in to do this, so they're actively working to group it all together and get it all done in August.
And I guess the X factor there is whether or not the county is comfortable with that, right?
The county appears to be comfortable. They had a meeting, I believe, today and talked about it.
Okay.
So we're going to be talking about probably a length of paving meeting within the next few days to a week. We'll be hearing from Elizabethtown.
I very much like the smell of fresh asphalt, so.
There'll be plenty of that.
What do you got, Joe?
The next time you're in Roselle Park, can you give me a call?
Of course.
I have 2 sites I want you to look at. It was a couple of years ago they were supposed to be done, and that wasn't done. So
Some sinkhole inlets, like
what's that?
drainage sinkhole inlets.
One is there was a water problem at 353.
Well, you don't have to cite the address, but I'm just
Okay.
saying. Okay.
Okay, I think you were on that.
Okay.
I know that. So that was one.
Cool.
And then there's another one that with Culver.
Yes.
Problem with the driveway and all that. And it was supposed to be done a couple of years ago. It wasn't done, and the guy called me the other day. So
Okay.
So I'll take you to him, and you can tell me.
I'll need to work with Andrew and Paul subsequently to,
Yeah,
we
next
got to
time
track
you're
a
in
lot of
Roselle
these.
Park, give me a call.
Okay.
Well, what's the standard now? Is it once a month we have them?
I think we agreed to the night of the council meeting or the day of the council meeting that you'd be reporting
Oh,
at,
yeah.
and then,
Yeah, we're going to try to make it work where I'm obviously going to be here for the land use board meeting and the council meeting.
And the
of the
council
month.
meeting. So twice a month.
Yeah, and if there's a TRC meeting or
Yeah.
something, then if somebody wants to meet.
So just
play
normally,
by
except for the summer months where we only have one meeting, it would be the first Thursday of the month and the third Monday of the month.
So Joe, latest then, you might just want to keep in your mind, he'll be here the day of the next council
Okay,
meeting.
that's fine. August
Okay.
18th.
Also, Mayor, if I may?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can answer this, or maybe one of you guys, I'm going blank. Did we ever get like a time expectancy on when we're gonna probably, or update regarding the townwide survey, possible?
So we just, we're passing it, I think, for the capital budget tonight. So I know Neglia, that's actually a special project, correct me if I'm wrong. So Neglia will take that one up, but I actually think Tom's been chomping at the bit. So as soon as we pass the capital ordinance, what is it, 30 days? When can we start spending the money?
20 days after adoption.
20 days after adoption. So I think he's done some pre-work already, trying to get the bids going, or getting ready for the bids. But we passed the capital budget tonight, and then 20 days after adoption is basically the soonest we can go out to bid to say who wants to actually do this. Cool.
Mayor, just for the record, we're introducing it tonight. It'll be adopted in August.
So even for that, but yeah, okay,
So
got
after
it.
that,
Yeah,
20
yeah, 20 days after that, yeah, okay.
What are you talking about? It's just Fab Five.
Cool. Anything else for John?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Whew. Andrew, Ken, do you guys have anything? Ken, you want to go first?
Thank you, Mayor. Happy to announce, first time in 12 years.
Don't steal my thunder.
All right, I'm done. I'm good.
That was good.
Good job, Ken.
Good job, Ken. Whatever, it's my meeting. Lowering the municipal taxes for the first time in 23 years, right? Round of applause. I'm just going to keep, that's going to be my mayor's report for the next year at least. All right, go ahead, Ken. Anything else to add?
No, that's it.
Okay, cool.
Actually,
Yeah.
I do want
Actually, that's his.
to, we just sent out delinquent sewer bills. I've never seen the pile so high. I want to encourage the residents to go online and use the online system. We're getting a lot of phone calls from residents that are going through their bank and having their bank cut a check, and they're just not getting here. We cannot control the postage system, unfortunately. So there are several, I've never seen, it's about half the accounts that are delinquent now. So the notices have gone out. The last batch went out today. So please, we encourage you to go online. You can pay it online. If you go online through your bank system, and there's no charge. If you use your credit card, there's a slight fee. That's the card processing fee. That doesn't go to us. And just a friendly reminder, tax bills are due August 1st. This is the first time in a long time we have estimated bills, so you do not have the whole month of August to pay. You only have until August 10th. You pay on August 11th, you will be charged interest back to August 1st. So it's just a little reminder, because the next meeting's after that anyway. So just wanted to state that. Thank you, Mayor.
Yep, thanks, Ken. Andrew?
Just a couple things. On the clerk side, on the election side, the next big thing is the filing for Board of Education. Just a reminder, that is with the county, not with my office, so you'd have to file with the county clerk on Monday, the 25th, this coming Monday. It is an exciting time of year because a lot of funding gets approved for a lot of projects. This is actually on the agenda tonight. It's the first time we're going to be using American Rescue Plan money, and I think we're doing it in a very creative and beneficial way for the community, which I'm sure we'll get into a little bit later on. And I won't talk about the budget until later on.
Cool. Oof. May I have a motion to accept the reports of departments as submitted?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2690 by title. Yep.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2690 is an ordinance for second reading and public hearing. An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and establish a cap bank for calendar year 2022 pursuant to NJSA 48:4-45.14.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2690?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Let me say aye late?
Yeah.
No, okay. Oh, all right. Anybody want to come up and speak on this? May I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2690?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2690?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, call the roll.
You guys are moving fast.
Got some time to make up, man.
I agree.
Mod on.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baloma.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is adopted.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2691 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2690 was an ordinance for second reading and public hearing, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, Section 11 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Stopping or Standing Prohibited During Certain Hours on Certain Streets pursuant to New Jersey Department of Transportation Traffic Regulation Order RP 2022-12 NSOS issued May 20th, 2022.
May I have a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 2691?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public hearing on ordinance number 2691?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 2691?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? There is no discussion. Andrew, call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baloma.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is adopted.
Ordinances for introduction. Andrew, please read ordinance number 2692 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2692 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending Chapter 7, Section 14 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Parking Prohibited at All Times on Certain Streets.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2692 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as August 18th, 2022.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I'd just like to thank Andrew, he knows the labor intense, so, in all this stuff in 92, so thank you.
Thanks for killing the vibe there. Really on a roll. Andrew, call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baloma.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2693 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2693 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending Chapter 10, Section 4, subsection 4.1 of the Code of the Borough of Roselle Park entitled Recreation Fees Enumerated.
At all times on certain streets. Nice typo there, clerk.
What?
Yeah, it's right here. Copy and paste error, man.
That's all yours.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2693 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as August 18th, 2022.
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion?
Nope.
Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baloma.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, the ordinance is introduced.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2694 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2694 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance amending ordinance number 2688, fixing the salary ranges of non-union employees and officials of the Borough of Roselle Park in the County of Union, State of New Jersey.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2694 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as August 18th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? I mean, you guys can say something if you want to. I'm only teasing. Anyway?
Happy about this.
All right. Yeah, me too, man. All right.
Let me work with you.
Andrew, call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Rabina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baloma.
Yes.
What
6
did
votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
What was that, 95 that is in?
94.
94. Andrew, please read ordinance number 2695 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2695 is an ordinance for introduction, an ordinance appropriating $650,000 received from the Coronavirus State and Local Fiscal Recovery Funds Program to provide for various capital improvements in the Borough of Roselle Park.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2695 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and a public hearing as August 18th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? I'm just going to say I think we're to piggyback off what Andrew was saying. We are using this in super creative ways. So we have had a number of flash flooding issues and drainage issues over the last couple of years as a borough. We've done some patchwork and some smart things to help alleviate some of that. But while we are limited in how we can use this funding, we can use it for water infrastructure, I guess is the parameter. I don't even remember. Stormwater infrastructure. So we're using it to do a study to figure out what needs to get fixed and what warrants getting fixed. Hopefully, Joe and Jody's gets flooded less as a result. I don't mean to make light of that, but it just happens too much on Chestnut Street. And then also it's helping pay for new sidewalks on Chestnut Street. So we are going to be forward-thinking in our use of sidewalks, in using part permeable bricks and pavers, which will also help alleviate flooding there and helps beautify our downtown. So
You couldn't wait for that, right, man?
oh my God, 4 years in the making. 4 years in the making. Anybody else want to talk about it? Cool.
Carry on.
I'm so stoked. All right, Andrew, please call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2699 by 2696 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2696 is an ordinance for introduction, a bond ordinance, amending Section 3A of Bond Ordinance Number 2655, finally adopted by the Borough of Roselle Park on June 3rd, 2021, in order to revise the description of the improvements referred to therein.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2696 for introduction and fix the date for a second reading and public hearing as August 18th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Roll call, Andrew.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
Andrew, please read ordinance number 2697 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2697 is an ordinance for introduction, a bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements by the Borough of Roselle Park, appropriating the aggregate amount of $2,513,700 therefore, including various grants in the aggregate amount of $743,000 expected to be received, and authorizing the issuance of $1,580,000 in bonds or notes of the borough to finance part of the cost thereof.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2697 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as August 19th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes to the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced. That is the capital budget.
Cool.
Pretty much. What everyone would call the capital budget.
It's anticlimactic. Andrew, please read ordinance number 2698 by title.
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance 2698 is an ordinance for introduction, a bond ordinance providing for Phase 3 of the local unit's allocable share of the flood mitigation facilities project of the joint meeting of Essex and Union counties by and in the Borough of Roselle Park in the County of Union, State of New Jersey, the local unit appropriating $1,245,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $1,245,000 of bonds or notes to finance the costs thereof.
May I have a motion to approve ordinance number 2698 for introduction and fix the date for second reading and public hearing as August 18th, 2022?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? Andrew, call the roll.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Urbina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Belomo.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The ordinance is introduced.
I think we did pretty good on this. That was pretty tidy. It was a long one, but pretty tidy. Well done. All matters listed within asterisks are considered to be routine and non-controversial by the council and will be approved by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of the governing body so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda as part of the general orders. Andrew, please read all resolutions on the consent agenda by title.
Yes, Mayor. Resolution 18722 is authorizing change order number 1 to JAG Paving Corp. for the project improvements to the Chestnut Street parking lot in the amount of $5,937, an increase of 1.91%, to reflect a total contract amount of $318,087. Resolution 18822 is authorizing closeout of the contract with JAG Paving Corp. for the project improvements to Chestnut Street parking lot. Resolution 18922 is authorizing change order number 2 to Cefelli & Son General Contracting, Inc. for the project improvements to Borough Hall and OEM parking lots Phase 1 in the amount of a $4,000 increase, reflecting a 2.01% increase to reflect a total contract amount of $238,824.55 after all change orders. Resolution 190-22 is authorizing closeout of the contract with Cefelli & Son General Contracting, Inc. for the project improvements to the Borough Hall and OEM parking lots Phase 1. Resolution 19122 is authorizing the tax collector to cancel third quarter 2022 property taxes in connection with an eligibility clarification of a 100% disabled veteran property tax exemption issued to 6 East Sumner Avenue, Block 701, Lot 7 of the Municipal Tax Map. Resolution 19222 is authorizing the mayor and borough clerk to execute an agreement with the County of Union for certain community development activities for fiscal year 2022 to 2023. Resolution 19322 is revising the schedule of 2022 regular meeting dates of mayor and council. Resolution 19422 is increasing the weekly hours of part-time bus driver Kenneth King. Resolution 19522 is authorizing the execution of a memorandum of understanding between the Borough of Roselle Park and the Roselle Park School District, setting forth the terms and conditions of the Roselle Park School District's funding contribution toward the municipal capital project improvements to municipal parking lot number 3. Resolution 19622 is accepting the 2021 municipal audit report. Resolution 19722 is approving the corrective action plan for the 2021 municipal audit. Resolution 19822 is amending the 2022 municipal budget as introduced. Resolution 199-22 is authorizing the 2022 municipal budget to be read by title only. Resolution 200-22 is adopting the 2022 municipal budget. Resolution 201-22 is amending the 2022 capital budget. Resolution 202-22 is appointing Michael Sengler Jr. as a member of the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 203-22 is appointing Nicholas De La Pena Bees as a member of the Roselle Park Fire Department. Resolution 204-22 is urging the swift passage of A 2483 and /S 1897, the Billy Cray Law, by the New Jersey State Legislature and the signature of the same by Governor Philip D. Murphy, which would require certain group homes to install electronic monitoring devices in common areas upon request with the uniform resident consent, and to permit consensual use of such devices in private rooms. Resolution 205-22 is authorizing $20,000 increase to the professional service contract with Garubo and Capice PC as labor attorney for the year 2022, reflecting a revised contract amount not to exceed $40,000. Resolution 206-22 is authorizing a $5,000 increase to the professional service contract with McManaman, Scotland, and Bauman LLC as redevelopment attorney for senior housing development efforts, reflecting a revised contract amount not to exceed $25,000. Resolution 207-22 is authorizing a $20,000 increase to the professional service contract with Colliers Engineering and Design, Inc. as borough engineer for 2022, reflecting a revised contract amount not to exceed $61,000. Resolution 208-22 is authorizing the execution of a grant agreement and supplemental documentation in connection with the New Jersey Department of Human Services Division of Mental Health and Addiction Services grant awarded to the Roselle Park Municipal Alliance for a 9-month period extending from July 1st, 2022 through March 14th, 2023. And Mayor, I have to read the budget by title, assuming you guys are going to allow it to be read by title. The 2022 municipal budget title is as follows. The summary of revenues of current fund, a surplus of $1,950,000, total miscellaneous revenues of $3,009,290.40, receipts for delinquent taxes of $350,000, local tax-free municipal services totals $14,128,571.47, with a minimum library tax of $466,703, and total general revenues projected at $19,904,564.87. The summary of appropriations of the current fund, the operating expense, salaries, and wages, $7,076,051. Other expenses at $7,964,000 and $7,964,695.47. Deferred charges and other appropriations, $1,813,298. Capital improvements of $100,000. Debt service of $1,937,502.40. Judgments of $0. Reserve for uncollected taxes, $1,013,018. Total general appropriations, magically matching revenues, being $19,904,564.87. I know the title rolls right off your tongue. The 2022 dedicated sewer utility budget, surplus anticipated at $150,000. Sewer rents at $1,286,083. Total revenues of $1,436,083. Summary of appropriations, salaries, and wages, $0. Other expenses of $1,336,083. Other expenses at $100,000. And again, magically appropriations matching revenues, $1,436,083.
It's crazy how Ken does that. Okay. I'm going to pull, great job, Andrew. I'm going to pull, unless, does it cause any? Ooh, no, I can pull whatever I want, okay. I'm pulling 195, 200, and 201. Anybody want to pull anything else?
204, I don't want to pull it, but just a correction in the title of it. The devices is misspelled.
School district.
Okay. So we don't have to pull it then.
We don't have to pull it, just the correction on the
Okay.
devices is misspelled, that's it.
Okay.
Remaining.
What's that? Okay, cool. Do I have any, do I have a motion to approve the resolutions remaining on the consent agenda?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, cool. Do I have a motion to adopt resolution 195-22?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? I just want to thank both Councilman Rabina for having this idea and the Board of Education for following up on it. We are, through the generosity of us and the County of Union, repaving the lots for the baseball field across from the high school, Wolf and Days Field, and they are chipping in doing their part considering they use it a bunch. So I just wanted to say thank you, Jay. Thank you, Board of Education. Great job, all. Anybody else want to say anything about this? Call the roll, Andrew.
Councilman Petrosky.
Yes.
Councilman Connolly.
Yes.
Councilman Johnson.
Yes.
Councilman Signorello.
Yes.
Councilman Ravina.
Yes.
Councilwoman Baloma.
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The resolution is adopted.
Okay. May I have a motion to adopt resolution 200-22? Oh, what a nice
So moved.
round number, too.
Second.
Did that on purpose.
Did you? Oh, that's good. I like that.
I know you
I'm just going to take a victory lap here because I'm so excited. I'm literally just going to read this. The 2022 budget as amended represents an increase of $7.95 for the average household, assessed at $53,000 for municipal taxes. The budget ranks as the lowest. Ken put that in bold. Great job, Ken. Increase out of the last 23 years shown in the chart below. Now, since I have read recently that the mayor has not been able to live up to his lofty tax promises, I am going to read every tax increase since the year 2000.
Yes.
$58, $74, $99, $96, $57, $98, $113, $120, $153 increase per household, $122, $100, $98, $97, $86, $100, $100, reval, that must have been fun, Andrew, $93, $123, $50, here's where Mayor Signorello comes in, $40, $63, $73, which over the last 3 years averages about $50 a household. Not good enough. This year, $8, ladies and gentlemen. And it represents a lower, right, but the actual municipal taxes have gone down. The only reason it is going up, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, is because of our obligation to fund the library at certain levels. So without taking a full victory lap, this is a collaborative effort. I have fantastic department heads. I have council that made this all possible. I'm also not going to, it's the fact of the matter is we also are somewhat limited to what we can spend, but we're within striking distance to lower taxes, A, because we have more revenues coming in than we have had in a very long time, and we do not spend like yahoos. I would love to just hire Paul at the DPW, another 15 guys. But every decision we make is weighed up against the pluses and minuses. The fact of the matter is there will be a day when we can and will continue. There has been no decrease of real municipal services over the last 4 years. There's been no mass layoffs. I think the closest thing we've come to it is this year, getting rid of some part-time fire inspectors. As a matter of fact, I think pound for pound, we've increased services, especially with things like the aftercare program taking over the youth center. And I think that as we grow as a borough, we will have to open up the purse a little bit, but so much of that is now subsidized by the fact that we have much more revenue coming in and we can afford these things. So really good job all along. It's really a team effort, but it's really a team effort, from a very specific team that we've had over the last couple of years. Anybody else want to brag? Because I'm feeling really good about this. Joseph. Oh, and the finance chair, Council President Joe Petrosky.
Thank you. I want to thank my committee, Councilman Greg Johnson, Councilman at Large Joe Signorello Jr., as I was yelled at for calling him second yesterday. And also I want to thank Andrew and Ken for your help, and also the chairman of the committees. They took, went down when we did it, and it was a good budget. And I'm proud, because I know originally, Mayor, you told me nothing over $50, and we went quite a bit on it.
It mattered.
You know, so I'm proud, and again, I want to thank my committee. Both of you guys are excellent, okay? And again, Andrew and Ken, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Anybody else?
No, round of applause, man.
Everybody's getting sick of the round of applause. Thank you. I am also getting sick of them. Thank you, audience. Just let everybody on TV know this place is packed right now.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Call the roll, Andrew.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
Councilman Connolly?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Absolutely, yes.
Councilman Signorello?
Yes.
Councilman Ravina?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bowman?
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The resolution and budget are adopted.
Okay. May I have a motion to adopt 201-22?
So move. Second.
Is there any discussion? I just want to highlight a couple things on here. I know we talked a little bit about the downtown sidewalk. We actually expanded that a little bit. So we're just going to be Chestnut Street. It's going to be the entire T section. We're going to try to find a time that is not so intrusive to businesses, but it's certainly warranted right now. This is another phase in trying to overhaul the downtown. What else are we doing in Capitol? We're doing a bunch of interesting things. We're going to get a sign on the train trestle on Galloping Hill Road because it's rusted, and Joe Petrosky has not let me forget that for the last 2 years.
I have 3 people that call me at least every
It's happening. We're passing it. We got it going. Anything else? What else were you doing fun in this? I'm blanking on it.
So there's quite a few roads.
Yep.
Maplewood Avenue, Union Road. There's a portion of Webster Avenue that's going to be repaved.
I get it. All right.
There's some equipment for the police department to make them more visible. Some additional mobile cameras. Equipment for the fire department. Some upgrades to borough facilities. Recreation park improvements, which is a big one. It's also offset by county funding.
Yep.
A lot of grant funding, which is a great thing. We usually do very well with grants this year. Very well. It's a very good capital budget. It does a lot of very visible things for the community. So it will show the taxpayers the bang for their buck that they want.
Feeling proud. Anybody else? Any discussion? Call the roll, Andrew.
And parking meters.
And parking meters.
Councilman Petrosky?
Yes.
We need to raise the fees on that.
Councilman Connolly?
Yes.
Councilman Johnson?
Yes.
Councilman Signorello?
Yes.
Councilman Ravina?
Yes.
Councilman Boloma?
Yes.
6 votes in the affirmative, Mayor. The resolution is adopted.
Okay. Reports of borough council committees. How did I start doing this? I've changed the order. It was one. We're going to do it by ward. Greg, you go. Yeah.
Nice. Give me the privilege to go first?
No, wait. Oh, no, I decided council president goes first from now on. That's what it was.
I'll yield to my.
All right, there we go. Gentlemen, okay, go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and residents. The following meetings and venues that I attended since the last Mayor and Council meeting is as follows. First, I would like to start off by thanking everyone who came out and supported the Diversity and Inclusion Karaoke Night, which was celebrating Pride Month at the end of June. Also, thank you to Positively 24/7 for allowing us to host a venue at one of your respective establishments. It was an awesome night. On July 1st, I attended a well-organized Independence Day celebration, and I just wanted to let Rupen Shaw know that all his hard-working efforts organizing this event did not go unnoticed, so thank you again. On July 6th, my family and I enjoyed movie night hosted at the high school. I personally enjoyed the movie Sing 2, and there was a really great resident turnout for this event. It gave me time to unwind and actually stop being a workaholic and sit back and watch some cartoons. Well, that's next year, but I'm just going to work harder. So, July 9th was a very busy but great day in Roselle Park. I had the privilege and opportunity to attend and support a new business that being established in Roselle Park named Solar Inc. The mayor and I was both in attendance for this ribbon cutting ceremony. Also, later that day, I made sure to attend Troop 56 Eagle Scouts Court of Honor ceremony honoring Fabian La Rosa and Christopher Lay, both doing great projects, one at Boy Scout Park and the other at the American Legion. I just want to say a job well done to both men. July 20th, 22, I attended the third movie night briefly. Just kudos to Rupen Shaw again. My condolences goes out to the Moreau family within Roselle Park. For those of you who don't know who Chris Moreau is, he is currently the chair of the Diversity and Inclusion Family, because that's how I feel about my committee. It's a family. And so I just wanted to wish his family and hope them the best during this unfortunate time. During the past few months, I received several email concerns from residents regarding pedestrian and motorist safety due to the lack of striping around the First Ward. The yellow painting is significantly important when it comes to our youth walking to and from schools. To me, this is a quality of life. Quality of life is paramount and oftentimes forgotten about. The curb painting that commenced on June 29th was not a way to hurt the residents' pockets or inconvenience homeowners from parking, but rather to ensure safety of our residents while walking within our neighborhoods and minimizing potential accidents from occurring due to the lack of vision created by vehicles parked along the side of the curbs. For these reasons stated and many others, I reached out to Andrew, and we were able to get it done. Thank you, especially to Business Administrator Andrew, for putting up with me pestering you, and for your help with addressing the First Ward resident concerns. I do appreciate you. Trust and believe that.
He really does. He told me.
Oh, I really do.
I'm sure that's your full award. Did they get special attention?
I love all boards.
Good.
No, there was just a lot of unfinished work from the utilities and things of that nature. Andrew personally went out and double checked every road. So, I mean, he goes far above and beyond his call of service here, and I just want to especially thank him.
Thank you.
Lastly, I received a couple of emails, concerns from residents in improving, about improvement needs in Ackerd Park, which Paul elaborated on earlier, also known as Hot Dog Park. I reached out to Council President Petrowski and along with the mayor and Andrew in their efforts to resolve this concern. And as always, Council President Petrowski, the mayor, and Andrew came up with a way to resolve this issue and give Ackerd Park a little tender love and care. So I just want to give you guys kudos too for your immediate response. Thank you guys. Also, I just want to thank everyone that came out to the American Legion's July 3rd venue for the 4th, whoever supported that venue. Unfortunately, I was unable to make it there due to being, I had to work, and anyone knows holidays are hard to get rid of in the law enforcement world. If you're stuck with that day, you're hit. So just thank you guys, Mayor Andrew Petrowski, for all your efforts. Residents, please remember that your voice matters, and as First Ward Council, I will always place the concerns of the residents within the borough of Roselle Park first. If you need to get in contact with me, you can call me at 908-303-1519 or email me at gjohnson@rosellepark.net. And Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Joe, you want to go?
Yes, Mayor, thank you.
Yep.
First of all, I want to send my condolences out to Anthony Andrade's family. Anthony was a 1977 graduate of Roselle Park High School. I basically grew up with Anthony playing baseball, basketball, and football. Anthony, was a great thing. His father was a coach in the Little League for many years, so my condolences go out to the Andrade family. Also, Bernard Washington, who has many family members living in Roselle Park. July 1st, I attended the fireworks. July 6th, I went to movie night. July 13th, I went to movie night. On Tuesday, I went to the Roselle Park cool down. Again, thank you to the fire department. Last night, I attended the movie night. Today was joint sewer. We agreed to terms to hire someone to clean the concrete over at the joint sewer. They're repairing an elevator, which hasn't worked for years. Repaired bridges for the new electrical panel, and we ordered a trash pump purchase. Also, Next Wednesday will be the last movie night at the high school, and at the Casano Center, trips on Wednesday and Thursday. And if you have any questions, you could call the Casano Center and get an update where they're going. I want to send a happy birthday to Andrew Casillas, which was yesterday. If you need to get a hold of me, get me at jpetrosky@rosepark.net, 908-666-7821. That's my report, Mayor. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hold you? 30? 31? There's nothing cool about that. No. The 30 was just like the last. Nah, you're was it last year? Yeah. I think that. Okay. I'm gonna go with Councilman at Large because he's gonna yell at me if I make him last. Go ahead.
So, I'm gonna wet my whistle first.
He knows that reaction means he actually was gonna yell at me if he was last. That's what that means right
No,
there.
not tonight.
Liar.
So I've attended a couple movie nights and 4th of July, July 1st fireworks.
That might.
Oh, no. So I attended a couple of the movie nights and the July 1st fireworks. And I guess the mayor was gonna, talk about, what happened that night. And listen, folks, it happened, and next year, the fireworks will be bigger and better. So I just want to talk about the heat wave that's going on. Guys, be careful. Make sure you stay hydrated. I do believe we have the cooling stations at Casano Center open every day. Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. One of my little pet peeves, folks, if you have a tree in front of your house with a bag, I know the DPW has been trying to go out.
Are they filled?
They're working.
As of Monday?
No.
Wow.
They're working diligently.
Still time left in the day.
Let me finish. So if you have a tree in front of your house with a bag, help out, fill it up. Just a little utility thing. Look, utilities electric utilities over the last couple of years have stepped up and upgraded the system. But if you could help out a little bit, turn a light off or two in the house, save you power, conserve a little water, that would be good. Just a little word from my wife, the farmer's market is open. Actually, the 2 last Wednesdays have been pretty hot and pretty active, and there's a lot going on at the farmer's market. Some good food and good vegetables. Again, thanks for the budget. And other than that, if you need to get a hold of me, it's josephsignorello@rosepark.net. What am I, Jay?
Jason.
Thank you. Too many emails.
Wow.
He's here wondering if I was listening.
Jay, you were listening. You passed the test.
No, it's not.
It's jsignorello@rosepark.net. That's what happens when you have 3 email addresses. Tree. And 908-721-6488 is my cell. Okay, stay cool.
Councilwoman Bellomo.
The New Jersey Motor Vehicle Commission will be returning to Roselle Park on July 25th and stationed at Michael Maury Gazebo Park on East Grant Avenue from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dates will be made available through November. Agency on Wheels offers driver's license and real ID, license plates, non-driver identification cards, placards, registration, and examination permits. I had the opportunity to use the service to obtain a real ID, and it was quick, hassle-free, and convenient. There's some openings available this month, which is this Monday, the 25th. Please check the Borough of Roselle Park Facebook page for more information or contact the Casanity Community Center at 908-245-0666. Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library would like to remind everyone, if you need an important document notarized, you can meet with Ms. Maria on Monday through Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. by appointment. Summer hours began on the week of June 12th, Monday and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and the library will be closed on Saturdays. A few of the many activities that are available at our library through the summer are the block parties on Mondays at 11 a.m., books, bubbles, and breakfast on Wednesdays at 11 a.m., and on Thursdays, 11 a.m. beach party on the lawn. On August 18th, there will be an end of the end of the summer reading party at 5 p.m. If you'd like more information on programs running in the Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library, you can call the library at 908-245-2456 or go to the borough website and click on the link that will bring you to the library's webpage. On July 1st, I attended the annual fireworks and Independence Day celebration. Although there was a mishap with the fireworks, the event was truly a fun day for families, friends, and neighbors enjoying each other and the activities, and it was so well planned. I also attended on June 29th the Diversity Committee Pride event with Councilman Greg Johnson. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. The event. And as a founding member of Roselle Park 24/7, it was an honor and a privilege to work in unity with the committee. On July 6th, I attended the Environmental Commission Committee meeting at the Casano Center. The committee is still seeking volunteers for the Shade Tree Subcommittee, the Green Team, and Community Garden. Just a reminder from the committee, if you have a borough tree in front of your house, please call the Department of Works or your council person to care for it. It's unlawful for a homeowner to alter a borough tree. If you'd like to get involved or contact, you can go to the committee's Facebook page, which is Roselle Park Environmental Commission. On Tuesday night, July 19th, I attended the cool down. Children were playing, enjoying the water, and our fire department was able to practice their skills with their hoses. Definitely a great event, and I want to thank Councilman Jay Rabina, right? Rabina, I knew it. And our Roselle Park Fire Department for hosting. I'm forgetting everybody's name tonight. I even got into the cool down water. It was a beautiful night. On July 6th and last night, July 20th, I attended movie night at the high school. The heat last night didn't deter the community from coming out. On both nights, there were children playing and families enjoying themselves. Last night, Encanto played for all to enjoy due to technical difficulties. Luca will be shown at the next movie night, Wednesday the 27th, July 27th. The Roselle Park Small Business Network. As a small business owner, I understand how important it is to work with our small businesses in our community. Therefore, every fourth Tuesday of the month, we'll be having a meeting from 7 to 8 p.m. for owners or businesses in Roselle Park to work together, support each other, and open a line of communication from the businesses to the town. Every month, the meeting will be hosted by a business in our community. This month's meeting will be hosted at Brennan's and Sons. I'm sorry, it's now Brennan's, forgot their name too. Brennan's Bedding, located at 128 Chestnut Street on Tuesday.
Did they change the name? When did they change the name?
I don't know why.
Really? Was it a year ago? Huh. Did they change the sign? I didn't even know.
I didn't see it.
I didn't.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm interrupting.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Their name now is Brennan's
Brennan's
Beddings.
Okay.
Brennan's. I'm having a problem with names.
That's on me.
Brennan's Beddings. That shouldn't come off my time. Located at 128 Chestnut Street on Tuesday, the 26th of July. If you are interested in and you are a small business in Roselle Park, you can join our Facebook page at Roselle Park Small Business Network and participate in our survey. Positively, Roselle Park 24/7 is proud to announce our annual Porch Fest is scheduled to take place on August 13th with a rain date of August 14th. Porch Fest is an event where our community shows their talent while performing on their porch or lawn if they don't have a porch. Every year I'm overwhelmed with the local talent that we have in Roselle Park. If you would like more information or would like to learn how to sign up, please visit our Facebook page, Positively Roselle Park 24/7. On the agenda tonight, there are a few items I would like to recognize. The Billy Cray Law. For those who do not know, Billy Cray and family were residents of Roselle Park. This law is a preventative measure so that we can protect the people that are the most vulnerable in our society. And I'd like to thank the Mayor and Council on behalf of the Cray family. They couldn't be here for supporting this bill. I would also like to speak on Resolution 20822 as liaison for the Municipal Alliance, and also as a person in recovery, I understand the need for resources in our community to educate and prevent. Our society is in a war with addiction and mental health, and I'd like to thank Mr. Anthony Trezza for all the work he has done and does on the Municipal Alliance. I'd like to remind Walnut and Filbert Street of the construction, the milling and paving that was scheduled to start today, July 21st. Please adhere to the posted parking signs and the scheduled construction. Although it is a temporary inconvenience, it is necessary. Over the past few months, I've received many requests from residents about borough trees that need to be attended to. I would like to reassure the community that the DPW has outsourced some of the trees and are currently working on the list of trees, so thank you for your patience. Lastly, Roselle Park has always been a friendly atmosphere to live in. Because of the relationships with neighbors and hometown values, I have been receiving a lot of calls and emails from residents in regards to noise complaints. Please be mindful of your neighbors. Some may not want to have a dance party with your music, so lower your music. If you need to get into contact with me, you can email me at jbalomo@rosellepark.net or call me at 908-514-5027, and thank you for allowing me to serve.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Connolly, you're four.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Roselle Park. First of all, I want to congratulate Hexacon for their 90-year anniversary. Park Appliance is 10 years behind. We're at our 80-year anniversary.
Is it really been
Yeah,
that's
1942.
no kidding.
And I've been working there for 31 years.
Who's
And
second? Joe's.
and I just want to echo what Councilman Greg Johnson. I also attended the Eagle Scout Court of Honor. It's always an honor attending these events. This is my second one, and it's always a great experience of seeing these young men pursue, and because a lot of these young children nowadays, they don't get involved with things. They get in trouble and stuff like that. And we got these 10 people out of 100 children that pursue these endeavors, and it's an honor seeing it.
I think it's very hard. It's a very hard thing to achieve.
It is. It's something else, and I really appreciate what they did for the Legion with the dedication of the past members that are deceased, and it came out really nice. We got tulips that come up in the spring. Unfortunately, they go down after a while, but we have a 2-month period of yellow tulips, and it's beautiful. So I'd like to thank them for that. Also, I attended our annual July 3rd picnic at the American Legion. This was very well attended. I was amazed at the amount of people that showed up, and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out there and supporting our cause. I attended the fireworks. I know there was a little hiccup on there, but I came home. As soon as I took the dog out to walk, they came out again, so I actually enjoyed it. I had the rebound, so it was, and I'm surprised that my dog does not bark or run under the bed during these fireworks.
Hey,
The last one.
Hey, Councilman, can I pause you for a second, Andrew? You just want to give a recap of real quick, what happened for the fireworks? Like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so there was a technical glitch in the firing system. It was tested and retested before the event. It was dry tested before the event, and it went fine. There were some errors that were happening during the course of the event right after the first phase. There was a 4-phase system for the firing. When it went to the second phase, it was misfiring. They reset the system twice. They tried to manually set them off. It didn't work. So they opted to keep it safe and stop early. But then they had to detonate the fireworks that were left over at the end. That's the protocol. It's always the protocol. So every once in a while, in a really good year, you see a random firework go off 30 minutes after. That's just because it didn't fire. Unfortunately, this was 75% of the show didn't fire. But to that point, I was taking a note for myself to mention it after your reports. We did get a 75% credit back. So the company recognized that this was obviously very disappointing for the municipality.
They were super apologetic too.
Yeah. So they kept their deposit to pay for the material that they obviously laid out and used to some extent, and the labor. But they gave back the 75% completion check, and that's credited to next year's show. So we're looking forward to it being back next year.
Well, I think the majority of the public understood that. There was only that handful that
And
made comments.
Ruben did a great job with the event lead up. Yeah, the food trucks were great, the turnout was great, and we'll be back again next year. And oh, by the way, I found out the fireballs were on purpose. They were not just a mishap.
Choreographed.
They are.
They're a crowd favorite.
Yeah.
They're real.
Other than that, I'd just like to bring up, we're having excessive heat right now, and my job is fixing air conditioners, and I just like to educate the public if they're listening. Okay, when you have extreme heat over 90 degrees, especially in the morning when it's 80 degrees, don't turn your air conditioners off. You may set them up to maybe 75 degrees or so. Leave them on, because what you're doing when you come home, you are between 5 o'clock and 9 o'clock. That's when you have brownouts, the lights dim, if you notice, and you're eating a lot of your kilowatts, believe me. So just leave them on. You know, this is not normal. Global warming, they're blaming it on, whatever the case may be, but people expect when their air conditioners break down, they want one the next day. It's not gonna happen. So just maintain your air conditioners, clean the filters, leave them on throughout the day, especially if you have pets. 'Cause pets, their temperatures run maybe 10 degrees higher than ours do, but they have fur on them, they will suffer. So please keep that in mind. Other than that, you need to contact me. You could email me at mconley@rosellepark.net. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Does that check out all that electric mumbo jumbo? Was it good? That checks out? All right.
Look at that.
Look at that. Got expertise over here.
I'm serious.
No, I'm excusing you, Mike. Jay.
All right. Well, good evening, Mayor, colleagues, and good evening, Roselle Park. It certainly has been an eventful few weeks. The kids are out of school, so congrats to all grads. Have fun, enjoy the rest of this summer, and keep on course. We've also had some new businesses open up. Visited Sola Inc. on Westfield Ave a couple weeks back on the day of the grand opening. It wasn't during the grand opening, but later on that afternoon. Body Arts and Tattoos, it's got me thinking. Los Altos Restaurant, the former castle, I've visited them. They're fantastic. The ambiance, the food, definitely makes a great date night or get together. I also attended the grand reopening of the Roselle Park Museum earlier this month with the mayor. The 4th of July celebration, a couple movie nights, and an initiative I'm proud to have worked with a team on to make happen last year and bring it back as an annual tradition. Of course, the community cool down. We may not have a pool or a splash park yet, but we've got a great volunteer fire department. And they brought a ton of smiles to over 200 kids and their families this past Tuesday night at the event across from the high school. Rupin sure was busy with all the ice cream he was scooping, so I'd like to thank him for all his help. Most definitely, RPFD, Chief Parento, Deputy Chief Katurka, our captains, lieutenants, and engineers for bringing out the ladder truck and bumper. Next spray down, cool down, the waterworks is coming up on Tuesday, July 26th. Then again in August on the 16th and the 23rd. Again, it's at the parking lot across from the high school at 180 West Webster Ave at 6:30 until 7:30. And as Councilman at-Large talked about with the heat wave, keep in mind the Casano Center is open as a cooling center tentatively until tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. VA Casais, are they extending it, or it's just until Friday?
I'm sorry, what is that?
The cooling center.
Cooling center, there's a private rental on Saturday, so it's just going to be till Friday.
Okay.
Till tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. There are also county spray parks and pools to check out. If you have any elderly family members, please check in on them. Make sure they're stocked and their air conditioning is working properly. They might tell you they're fine, but be safe, check in on them. Last Saturday, the Department of Health and Human Services debuted 988. By calling or texting 988, you can connect with a professional anonymously for mental health, substance use, or suicidal crisis. You never know what a neighbor or loved one is going through, and no matter what, it happens in every community, even Roselle Park. Reason I share this information, mental health, ways to wellness, look, if it reaches one person who's going through a rough time, it's worth it. Like Superintendent Viamonte said earlier, beginning August 1st, West Side garbage collection will be on Mondays and Thursdays. Recycling will now be on Wednesdays, and vegetative waste is still going to stay on Fridays. As B.A. Casais was talking about earlier, the month of August, we're going to see a lot of new roads in the 5th Ward on the West Side. We heard back from the utility companies today, and it's confirmed, municipal roads that we had mentioned earlier, as well as Fayette, a county road, will be repaved. So I'd like to say thanks to the mayor, to the engineer, B.A. Casais. I'd also like to thank B.A. Casais on something else. He reached out to me earlier today to let me know he'll be attending a Safe Streets and Roads for All program next month. It's great to see a shared passion, as many here on the days, to programs that provide funds to municipalities for roadway safety planning and projects that will help meet the 2050 goal of 0 deaths and serious injuries on municipal roadways. We're talking awards in the millions. It's worth a shot. You got to be in it to win it, and I'm glad this team takes our infrastructure and safety very seriously. Also, a happy belated birthday to Andrew. I've had the pleasure to serve you folks here for a little over a year now, and Andrew has been a fantastic go-to and a problem solver, a true asset and consummate professional, an individual wise beyond his years who doesn't seem to age, so happy 25th birthday.
Thank you.
Speaking of safety, I was in contact with the NJDOT earlier this week. Unfortunately, it had been a little quiet there for a few months. Well, sometimes you just got to restrike a new match. They are assuring me that the pavement marking request to do not block the box striping on Grove Street will be done in short order, and they're coordinating with the Regional Operations North team on the continued cleanup of the abandoned Railway Valley line. Thanks to Mayor Sig also for reaching out to NJ Transit to get potholes taken care of at the train station. On June 20th, we had our Municipal Land Use Board meeting. It was a preliminary and final site plan for an Urge Center at 141 Chestnut on the second floor above Roselle Park Wines and Spirits. It'll be in the space that was formerly a dental office. Having worked in healthcare admin for nearly 20 years, I voted against it for a number of reasons, including patient safety concerns and impact on parking. However, it was approved by the majority. The latest meeting was this past Monday. There was an application for 22 East Westfield Ave to convert 2 former storefronts into apartments. It's being rescheduled for a future date, and they're requesting a D variance on zoning. So as a member of the governing body, I can't vote on it, but it's not to say I don't have an opinion.
You should hold those opinions.
Okay, then that's exactly what I'll do.
With on the guy, not, and this is not me, Mayor Signorello being Mayor Signorello. This is on the advice of legal counsel.
Okay, not a problem.
Now and forever, hold those opinions.
Okay.
So just the concrete, so the refresher, we had this discussion a bit ago when we talked about the DRC.
That's true, that's true.
So if a application gets rejected and the applicants feel like there was undue influence from the governing body, then they can appeal, and a lot of times if we're saying too much about it, they
I
can
wasn't
have
going to
to
say too much about it. I was just going to say I have an opinion, and I was going to kind of leave it there.
Okay,
But
got it.
I can't vote on it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
But turning the page from business to philanthropy, I'm glad you're here and you're listening. We got the new Chromebooks for the Casano Center. They say a closed mouth doesn't get fed. Well, I opened my mouth, I asked, and they said yes. Mayor mentioned last time I can throw 20 ideas at the wall and 4 stick, so I'm trying to up my stats. I reached out to Phillips 66, Bayway Refinery.
I know the feeling, Jay.
And they purchased the 6 new Chromebooks for the Casano Center to replace the aging and outdated desktops. These Chromebooks will help connect their seniors with loved ones and help create additional technology programs at the center.
great.
I also reached out to Vigo Garden out of Houston, Texas. They build modular metal garden bed systems with 20-year plus life expectancies, and they utilize eco-friendly metal materials instead of traditional wood. Well, they're donating 3 raised planters to our sensory-friendly playground at Loretti Park. They should be coming in within the next couple of weeks. Now, if you don't know what a sensory garden is, it's a collection of plants that stimulate the basic senses of sight, touch, and smell, and they create a calming and offer tangible, visceral experiences that can evoke emotions and aid relaxation, which is absolutely welcome to special needs families. Next project will be communication boards to help children with limited language capabilities better communicate. I'd like to thank all the residents who have reached out with their concerns and for the opportunity to assist. There are a number of code enforcement and public safety issues that are in the process of being corrected, from street light outages, rodents on and around abandoned properties, to potholes and street signs. Thank you all for reaching out. If you need me, I'm only an email, text, or call away. I can be reached at 862-236-0019, jrubine@rosellepark.net, and Mayor, that concludes my report.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
Okay, my report.
Hey, Mayor, just to, I left you the local business spotlight.
Oh, you left that for me?
Yeah, so please.
I'll be honest with you, I was going to forget about it, so I'm glad you reminded me.
Oh, don't worry about it. I left that for you.
I'll yield it to you. Why don't you do it? I only got one thing. No, I only got one thing. Go ahead. Bro, it's your seat.
No, I left that too.
All right. Okay. All right. So, really quick, I guess now I have to. I talked about it today. We have a really nice new area of the website that is basically sort of a local business. Spotlight? So it's almost like groupthink. So over the last couple of years, actually starting when we had a business economic development coordinator, what we tried to start getting was a list of all the businesses in town. It is really difficult to get a list of all the businesses in town because they change, people move in, people move out. Boom Local is a startup, a New Jersey-based startup, that's only partnered with a couple towns so far, so we're pioneering. Hoboken is one of them. That basically scans the internet and periodically scans the internet to automatically figure out a listing for the small businesses in your town. This isn't perfect. It takes a little while to get that refined, so you may see some missing businesses. That'll get updated. But it's a great way in a central location for us to know what businesses we need to reach out to, and for you guys to see what businesses we have in town. We've also issued links to small business resources, and then we also restarted Business of the Month again. We were just discussing about this. Councilman Petrosky, your next small business of the month? August, yep. So a couple things that we started to do, and then the last thing, it's actually just Jubilant's idea. They had a really good idea. We're going to start doing a town-wide mailing list. I encourage you to go to our website and sign up for the link. That means you're going to get monthly highlights of what's going on in town, everything that we're doing, everything that we have done, not everything, but the most important stuff. And then also continued highlights of events that small businesses are doing, right? So if there's a specific sale, if there's a specific, thing that's happening at Dowling's or Frenchie's or wherever, we will have that highlighted for small businesses, just trying to give them a little free publicity. The last thing on top of that, so great work, Greg. Great work, Jody. Great work, council, everybody. The last thing, you reached out to the electric car charger people, right, about our space there. We're going to use that for basically town events, right?
Yeah,
we haven't decided yet.
Town events, we just have to send them artwork. We just have to decide what exactly we want.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet. Okay, so, all right. But the email list, definitely sign up for that. You caught me off guard because now I didn't know I was meant to talk about that, so I had to wait. All right, this is what I really want to talk about. So forget about the Roselle Park budget for a second. The state budget this year has a bunch of really awesome things in it. First of which is a little bit frustrated the way it was delivered, but we got a piece of the pie for a long overdue utilities credit. Long time ago, state consolidated collecting fees from utilities like Verizon. Is it Verizon? Which utilities is it?
I think they're the basic utilities.
Basic utilities, okay.
They're gas, water, electric.
Trenton gobbled it all up, never gave it to the municipalities, and this year as part of the budget, we received a piece of that. Now, unfortunately, that was a line item in the budget this year. We don't know what the future holds. I would encourage the legislature to make sure that that happens in perpetuity because we're owed that money. But I also really want to thank the legislature because Roselle Park is receiving $27 million for the complete overhaul of our train station. So it is a jaw-dropping number. Yeah. So I want to actually give kudos to the administration before me. We were going to get sort of a repair job. Then Mayor Carl Hokinson rightfully fought for ADA access, which sparked a analysis on what the train actually needs. Earlier this year when we were at, 23% design capacity? What was the percentage?
Very odd milestones.
Yes. We were talking about a $9 million project. We are really lucky to have very good representation now in Trenton, or at least oncoming. I know Senate President Scuteri made sure that our project got fully funded, but additionally, as the project and engineering took place, it was discovered just how much we really need to do there when it comes to, forget about potholes, repaving, the ADA compliance. The building is just totally falling apart, and the platform is not something that you could just slap a new coat of paint on. So it's crazy to me that doing a new train station in the state of New Jersey costs $27 million, but I am super happy to get it. I think the goal is to have some concepts of what it should look like by this fall. One of our contacts has assured me more or less we'll have that. And I think the goal is to go out to bid by next year to actually go forward and hopefully break ground shortly thereafter to renovate the train station. But I'm really, really proud to announce and very, very thankful that not only is our project getting fully funded, I think also in part from the infrastructure plan from the federal level, but we're getting a complete overhaul, not just a lipstick on a pig. So really, really awesome news. And that completes my report. Mayor Sig at rosellepark.net. And I'm going to look at what's the next part of the agenda because I lost my train of thought. Yeah, go ahead. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, just a quick note for everybody. So since the beginning of the year, we had a little bit of a hiccup with our community access TV station. Luckily, we have TNS Media Group now. They're doing a really great job for us. But one of the things that's missing that we started a couple of years ago is the live component of these meetings. And part of the the unfortunate transition at the beginning of the year with the passing of Joe Hane, we really had a system that hadn't been updated since the mid-90s. I mean, that's not a joke. The equipment up there was first bought in the 90s. We never really invested in it thereafter. It was a big upfront capital purchase, so we just thought we're good. So decades went by and nothing really happened. And unfortunately, that was clearly at the end of its useful life. Joe Hane, to his credit, God bless him, really pieced something together for us to go live. But there will be a project starting on Monday where this room will be retrofit and upstairs will be the TV studio to upgrade all of our equipment to the best quality standard a community access TV could possibly have, including a live component. So hopefully starting either in August or in September, we will resume our live broadcast of meetings, which I know would be welcomed by the public. And I know members of the governing body have heard about where's the live. Some people actually sit home and watch this stuff. So just so everybody knows, that'll be something that we're going to be resuming in the very near future.
Cool. Thanks, Andrew. Sure. Okay, Andrew, please read my appointments into the record.
Yes, Mayor. There's 3 appointments. Appointing Rico Negron of 421 Woodland Avenue, Roselle Park, New Jersey, as a member of the Roselle Park Recreation Committee to fill the unexpired term of Gina Antonucci pursuant to Section 2-39.2 of Borough Code for a term set to expire December 31st, 2024. Number 2 is appointing Paul Biamonte of 32 East Clay Avenue, Roselle Park, New Jersey, as a member of the Roselle Park Recreation Committee to fill the unexpired term of Eileen Antonucci pursuant to Section 2-39.2 of Borough Code for a term set to expire December 31st, 2025. And the third appointment is appointing Danielle Sherman of 132 East Roselle Avenue, Roselle Park, New Jersey, as alternate number 1 of the Roselle Park Recreation Committee to fill the unexpired term of Rico Negron pursuant to Section 2-39.2 of Borough Code for a term set to expire December 31st, 2025.
Okay. May I have a motion to open the public portion on any subject?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
All right.
Anybody wishing to come up to speak may do so now. Mark, you blend in so well. It's the camo. I can only see your head just floating. Other
Mark,
one.
the other one.
Oh, yeah.
You'll learn.
That's the hot seat.
You.
Mark Fernandez, 114 Locust Street. My concern is about what's happening on Locust Street with the gas. What are we doing about parking during this time? Where parking is a commodity. I think we have to have, well, the residents of that street, those 2 streets should have some sort of plan because there are probably about 6 houses without driveways. So
We were thinking about using the backyard of the middle school. Do you think you could get the Board of Ed to swing that?
Sure.
I'll be honest with you. This is a little bit news to me, the work that's being done there. I don't know if we've gone into the detail of the planning there yet. Have you talked to the chief yet?
We're talking about the construction, the utility work?
Yeah,
there?
utility work, any alternate.
So we're talking about short-term relief?
Yeah, I mean, they just painted the lines and people are already nervous about what's going to happen.
They painted lines for
the gas, the gas and water that they're going to.
I mean, honestly, we've not delved too deep into this, so I could talk to the chief about, some points of relief there.
Right, because all the other streets around us have the alternate side on Thursday, so I'm just planning to see.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's something that it's relatively new to us that they're doing this, so let's put some thought into it, and we'll get back to you.
Sounds good.
West Clay also.
Yeah, it'll get tight over there.
Yeah. Well, you know what we have on this issue? I'm just piecing it together now. I'm sorry, Mark. The pre-construction meeting we're having on Monday with utility companies is about this project. So there's a natural flow there. So early next week, we'll actually make it a point to talk about this.
It was just a little nervous for people because they just came and painted. They painted grass. They painted.
Yeah.
They started, digging up the water lines, and
Right.
and people were just saying, well, what's going on, and then parking is such a commodity as it is now.
Right.
They were already digging?
And because
They were
they're
digging?
not digging
Oh.
yet, but the issue that's happening with the bridge closed, Locust.
It's already
is-
tight, like,
It's a
yeah,
mess,
look,
I know.
It's a bad spot over
Yeah,
there.
It's
and
a
as a matter of
bad-
fact, you gotta send that out when you get a second. I reached out to the DOT to talk about if there's any like temporary relief we could do while that bridge is closed because Route 28's our hands are tied. There's a couple things on. You're running out of time. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep rambling. So we reached out to DOT on a couple things. One is they didn't quite finish over by the Filbert Street, some of the road work for Route 28. So we asked for a checkup on that. I think the answer was we're going to get it done at some point, sadly. And then we also asked them for some temporary relief in terms of some of the stress and traffic because Gordon Bridge is out. I don't know. Did they mention anything? Did they respond to that?
That's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Nobody's saying anything.
And did they talk to anything about the medians?
The medians.
You said somebody came over, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Elizabeth Division's operation head came over. They're going to maintain the medians over near the Parkway entrance, but everything else is kind of under the jurisdiction of the Turnpike Authority. So we'll need to talk to the Turnpike Authority.
But even for the medians on Road 28?
Our medians or their medians that we maintain are going to have to continue to be maintained by us under whatever the agreement is.
That's the finals. Okay, got it. Cool. Okay. Anybody else?
So, Mayor, what's the, Andrew, what's the timeframe for this construction for Locust Street?
I'll let you know more after the
Oh,
pre-construction
okay.
meeting on Monday.
I
mean, so technically, the road opening permit is good for 90 days. Do I expect it to last 90 days? I do not. And it's not just Locust Street, it's, I believe, 11 different road opening permits, which means there's 11 different locations. Some are very large, some are, 3 by 3. So I'll be able to give the governing body a full understanding after Monday.
All right, so that's what I was going to ask you after the meeting. I guess I got an email about that, but I was confused if it was live or I'll tell you off the line. But if we can encourage it, the Locust Street get done early and start early, that maybe they can use the teachers' parking lot and somehow we could handshake with the board of ed by, what's that, the 300 block of Locust Street.
I mean, so there's.
We don't have this all right.
Yeah, I think there's a big.
Can we just we wait till after the pre-construction meeting? We're shooting darts in the dark.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was good. Easy. Anybody else? Thank you. Okay. I'm seeing no one. May I have a motion to close the public portion on any subject?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There are no matters for closed session this evening. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.